the other thing, yeah, so embodiment 7 o'clock this Saturday. It's $30 per person. It's 3 different modalities. So it starts with yoga, a little bit more free and intuitive than in my regular yoga classes. Just a little more room for your own movement and interpretation. And then after that, there's about 30 minutes of breath work. If you haven't been to one of my breath work classes, if you have, you know exactly what to expect. If you haven't, it's not like breathwork exercises or breathwork techniques. It's just like one type of breath that's very simple, but you do it for a really long time. So that's the hardest thing about it, is you do it for a long time. And what happens, or the idea of what can happen, is it just kind of drops you out of here and into here. So you get into a place where you're actually able to feel your body, feel the emotions, the energy, whatever you've been kind of suppressing and repressing gets to come up and be felt and be processed. Yeah, so I really love breath work, and I think it's a really powerful tool to process what's inside of us. And then so there's 30 minutes of breath work, and then at the very end, like 15 to 20 minutes of sound. So all the fun things. And that's this Saturday. And I'll be here on Sunday. I don't really think I got anything else. Any questions before we begin? Okay, thank you so much for coming, you guys. Let's just start. Actually, let's start laying down today. So go ahead and just lay down. And as you lay down, might feel good to just stretch a little bit or move a little bit. So maybe you want to take your arms long, legs long. Maybe you want to give yourself a little hug your knees and give them a squeeze. Maybe you want to give yourself a little temple massage or a jaw massage. So just take a moment to kind of notice how your body feels physically. And then eventually, just start finding your way into some sort of stillness. So either with your legs extended, arms by your sides, or maybe you want your feet on the ground with your knees bent. Maybe you want your feet together, knees apart. So lots of different variations. And same with your arms. If you want to do something, maybe one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, maybe both hands to your belly. Maybe you want to tee your arms out to both sides. And then eventually close your eyes and just really allow yourself to arrive here in this space. So feel your body on the ground. Feel the air on your skin. And see if you can go even a little bit deeper than just physical. So start to notice how you feel energetically, how you feel emotionally. Start to notice the rise and fall of your breath. So just arriving here in this space without trying to change anything or fix anything. Letting go of whatever you've got going on in your life outside of these 4 walls. And just really allowing yourself to become fully present. Next time you breathe in, fill up as big as you can. And take a moment to hold at the top in that fullness. Maybe even sip in a little bit extra. And then big open mouth sigh, let it go. Yeah, and again, just like that, great big huge inhale, fill up. Pause at the top. Maybe you even visualize your breath kind of circulating around inside of you. And then open your mouth, big, huge sigh, let it go. Very nice. Do that one more time. So biggest breath you've taken all morning long. Hold in fullness. Take an extra sip if you can, just a teaspoon more. And then big sigh, let it go, sigh it out. Very nice, friends. Seal your lips now and start to drop into Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. So see if you can start to create that whisper noise with your breath, that oceanic sound. And follow it with your awareness. Make your inhales move all the way down into your low belly. And take your exhales all the way to emptiness every single time. So not rushing the breath, but just being patient with it. Staying present with it. Keep this breath moving and flowing. And draw your knees towards your belly. Hug them in gently. Give yourself a little rock from side to side, kind of massaging your low back against the ground for a moment. And then eventually just let both of your knees fall over to the right side. And extend your left arm out to the left, or cactus your left arm against the ground. Gaze up or over your left shoulder. And if there's any way you need to adjust your body so that this feels a little more sustainable, so that you feel your breath move through you, feel free to make little adjustments. See if you can still breathe really big, spacious, slow, steady. Take a couple more rounds on this side and then find your way to the other side. So no rush. And as you come through center, you might take a moment to neutralize. Take a little rock, give your knees a big squeeze, neutralize your spine and your pelvis. And then legs go left, right arm out to the right. Breathe all the way down into your belly. Nice job, friends. Take about 2, maybe 3 more rounds. And then I'll just leave it up to you when you feel pretty much even on both sides. Back to center, rock it out for a moment. So give your low back that little massage. And then you can find your own way up to hands and knees, or option to rock and roll along your spine a few times. So maybe take 5, 6, 7 rocks forward and back, just massaging out the length of your spine, those muscles on either side of your spine. And then eventually rock up, cross your ankles, and bring your hands to the ground in front of you to kind of roll over your feet. Come to your hands and your knees. You can crawl backwards a little bit so you're nice and centered on your mat. And then once you're on hands and knees, either cat-cows or any other movement that would feel good in your body. So intuitive movement is always welcome. You might circle your hips around. You might sit back into a child's pose. You might jump rope your torso around, kind of play with those barrel rolls through your torso. So just getting really curious about all the ways in which you can move through your spine, through your shoulders and your arms, through your hips. Yeah, feeling around, noticing what feels really good and what feels stiff, what feels tight, what feels a little sore. No judgment, just observation. Give yourself about 3 to 5 more breaths. And then whenever you are ready, downward facing dog awaits you. So you can find your way back to down dog in your own time and even in your own way. You want to move through a vinyasa to get there. You want to hover your knees in tabletop and then slowly take your hips up and back. So be present with transitions as well. Once you are in your dog pose, about 5 breaths, just kind of feel around from there. Explore from there, maybe pedal out your heels, shift your hips side to side. Maybe you even want to lift one leg up and then the other. So movement can be bigger, more dynamic, or it can be really small, really teeny tiny. Maybe they're just little micro movements you're exploring on the inside. So I can't even see them, but you feel them. So how can you support yourself in the most efficient way in your own body today? Are your fingers spreading? Are they pressing into the ground? Are your shoulders nice and wide? So can you externally rotate your shoulders away from your ears and give your neck a little more space? You should be able to shake your head no without feeling your head on both sides of your arms or on both arms. So feel around any adjustments you can make. Get curious about them. What would it feel like if you just bent your knees a lot and worked the length from fingertips up to sit bones? What would it feel like to straighten your legs? Take one more big inhalation into your dog pose. And then as you exhale, look forward to the top of your mat, and however you want to get there, forward fold. Once you have arrived, find your halfway lift position. So spine nice and long, get all the rounding out of your back. Nice, Linda. And then exhale, let it go, refold. Do that once more. Halfway lift. So top of your head reaches forward, tops of thighs press back, shoulder blades hug your spine. Yeah, exhale, fold, let it go. And then this time all the way to stand. So come through your halfway lift and keep rising. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to your own heart. Flow with your breath for a moment. Inhale, reach up and stretch. Exhale, dive down slowly. So heart leads, hinge at your hips all the way down into your fold. Nice, Christine. Halfway lift position as you inhale. Exhale, let it go. Fold. Press into your feet. Lead with your heart. Rise. Arms reach up. Grow tall. Maybe even gaze up. And hands to your heart center. Exhale. Do one more round just like that. High mountain. It's a moving meditation. Exhale, slow dive. Take your time. Feel your body move through space. Neck relaxes at the bottom. Inhale, lift halfway. So feel into all that length and even strength in your back body. Exhale, let it go. Fold it. Root through your feet. Lead with your heart. Back to stand. Arms to the sky. Hands to heart center. Exhale. All right, this time, arms reach up, breathe in, and then pause right here. Bend your left elbow, bring your right hand to your left elbow. Hook your elbow down into the right. You can add, if you want, a little side body stretch, or if you have more mobility, you want to take it further, right arm can come behind your back and maybe your hands clasp. Try to keep your head lifted. So chin lifted out of your chest. Press the back of your head into your arm. Wherever you're at, couple more rounds. So adding your side body stretch if you want it, or just focusing on your shoulder, your tricep. Nice job, everybody. Good variations. Next time you breathe in, come back up, arms to the sky. So realign. And then as you exhale, other side, right elbow bends, left hand to your right elbow and coax it down into the left. You can add your side body stretch from here. You can reach your left arm behind your back, possibly find your clasp. Again, try not to bury your chin in your chest and round forward, but keep your chin slightly lifted. Back of your head presses into your arms behind you. Breathe into wherever you feel this the most. Take one more round. Inhale, come back to center, arms reach up. And then as you exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders back and down, shoulder blades, squeeze your spine. See if you can start to reach your hands back and maybe even add just a slight little back bend. Lift your heart, lift your gaze, different from letting your head collapse back. Take one more big inhale, puff up through your chest. Keep your clasp and exhale all the way down into your fold. Heart leads. Hang out in your fold for about 3 rounds. So if it is helpful, bend your knees a lot. Let your neck relax. So head is heavy. Shake it yes or no. Focus on lifting your butt towards the sky. So weight slightly forward rather than rocking back into your heels, more in your toes and the balls of your feet. Butt lifts up, knuckles lift up. Feel that opening in the front of your shoulders. Breathe into it. One more inhale. Good job. Exhale, hands to low back, then release your clasp, let your arms hang down. You can give them a little shake out if you want to. Next time you breathe in, find your halfway lift position, realign your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank position. We're going right into side plank on our right side. So right hand is your base, roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot, or if you feel like bringing your right knee or your right forearm down today, please feel free. So make it work for you. Nice, Chris. If your bottom knee is not on the ground, awesome, Emily, lift your hips really high. So see if you can feel your right side abdominals working. Option to reach your left arm forward towards me, towards the front wall. Maybe even float your left leg up and see if you can lift your hips a little bit higher. Nice, Sandra. One more big, huge breath. End of your exhale, slowly and intentionally, plank or modified plank. Take an inhale at the top, push the ground away. And as you exhale, all the way to your belly, one strong straight line. Nice, Makai. Spider-Man Cobra. So bring your hands out wide onto the hardwood floor. Lift to your fingertips, elbows face the sky. Inhale, lift your heart. Nice work. As you exhale, twist to your right side and kind of dip your left shoulder down a little bit. Yes, inhale back through center, heart lifts, tone your belly, navel to spine, press through your pelvis. Other side, exhale. Beautiful, nice, Lizzie. Inhale back to center, heart lifts. Then exhale, let it go. Tabletop position, just hands and knees. So set yourself up, intentionally spread your fingers and actively push into the ground with your hands. Feel your strong arms, strong shoulders. Take your right arm forward and your left leg back for a spinal balance. So right arm, left leg. See if you can find a strong, powerful line of energy from your fingertips all the way back to your left heel or your left toes. Notice if it feels like your belly is dropping towards the ground. Pull your belly button in and up, almost like you're trying to puff up through your low back. Take one more big inhale to reach, to extend and lengthen. Exhale, slow motion, elbow to knee underneath you. Curl in, round, hollow out. Yes, inhale, long, strong, and powerful. And then listen as you exhale, zigzag. Right arm goes right, left leg goes left. Hold here for a full breath. If you need a little less, bend your elbow or your knee to modify. Inhale, come back to center. Long, strong, and powerful. Nice job. Exhale, elbow to knee one more time. Curl in. Good. Inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, move towards half bow. Right arm reaches back. Left knee bends, left heel towards your butt cheek. Maybe you can grab your left foot once you've got it. Kick and pull. Kick foot into hand. Pull hand back into foot. Lift your heart. Hug in with your inner thighs. Breathe all the way down into your belly. Your fullest expression. Nice, Tracy. Take one more full round wherever you are at. Soften your face, end of your exhale, come back to spinal balance. Breathe in and lengthen, neutralize. And then exhale, set everything back down, tabletop position. From your tabletop, take your right leg straight out to the right. Toes face directly forward. Heel comes straight out from your hip. Left arm out to the left and then all the way up to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, thread your left arm through. Come down to rest on the outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. And you can take this wherever you want to. So your right hand might stay on the ground. Maybe you push into the ground with your right fingertips. Maybe you hover your right leg above the ground. Maybe you grab your right big toe with your left peace finger. So lots of options, lots of variations. Feel free to explore. Make sure your breath is right there. Breathe into your back body. So feel your breath in between your shoulder blades, in your back ribs, your low back. Take about 2 or 3 more. Nice, Makai. Good job, everybody. If you do happen to have your right hand lifted, set your right hand down, set your right foot down. And next inhalation, unthread your left arm, reach it out and up one more time. And exhale, left hand comes down. Pick up your right leg, swing your right toes off the left side of your yoga mat. Set them on the ground. Pull your hips over to the right as you gaze back and look at your tiptoes behind you. So intention is to lengthen your right side body. Maybe you bend one or both elbows. Maybe you kind of lean into it, feel into it, breathe into it. One more big deep breath. Good. Come back, regular tabletop, ACC. And then take it all the way back to your downward facing dog. Reconnect to your Ujjayi, slow, steady, powerful and strong. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Square hips for now. So inner thighs face each other. Your right hip faces down, slightly back. As you press through your fingertips, press up with your right foot. So long, strong line of energy. One more in breath. Exhale, right knee to your nose. Scoop out your belly. Then as soft as you can, step forward, low lunge. Rise up to crescent lunge, no rush. Nice, Sydney. So all of your toes face directly forward, hips are square. The stability in this pose comes from hugging towards midline. So front hip energetically is pulling back hip is energetically pulling forward. Your weight is nice and centered, heart lifted. Maybe even your gaze is lifted. And then just feel your slow, deep breath flowing through. Very nice. Beautiful poses. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands to your front thigh and lean forward. Hug in with your inner thighs. Draw your belly button in and up. So find a connection to your center, a connection to midline. And as you're ready, float your back foot off the ground for a warrior 3 variation. You can choose to keep both hands on your front thigh or option to reach your right arm forward. So your right arm reaches forward and your left leg is extending back. Yeah, strong through your back leg like you're stomping it on the back wall. Lengthen your spine like you're in a halfway lift position. Take one more round. Awesome job. Come back to your crescent lunge, soft landing if possible. Arms to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Add a little twist. Left hand stays down, right arm to the sky. Revolve lunge. You are absolutely welcome to stay exactly as you are and breathe. Or option to take it a little deeper. Walk your left hand off the left edge of your mat and then reach your right fingertips back behind you. See if you can let your heart look up towards the sky. Stay strong through your legs. Yeah, good. And then make sure your breath is still right there with you. Beautiful. Take one last round, your own fullest expression. End of your exhale, unwind. Walk your hands over to the left long edge of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten out your legs. Inhale to a halfway lift. And then exhale to either work your fold or work anywhere you'd like. Play, explore, move around. Got about 5 breaths. So just feeling into whatever's there. Physically, energetically, emotionally. Notice what comes, notice what goes, and just let it. Notice if you get distracted, wander off somewhere else and come back over and over again. Nice job, everyone. Nice, Sandra. Take about 2, maybe 3 more breaths. Open mouth sighs are always welcome. Next time you breathe in, halfway lift position, fingertips on the ground. So bend your knees as much as you need to. Walk your hands to the top of your mat. Rotate your toes forward so you're back in a low lunge. And then from your low lunge, standing splits just for a moment. Right foot roots down, left foot lifts. Make your left leg strong and active. See if you can spread your left toes. Relax your neck. If you want to play with balance, right arm behind right leg. Or maybe you want to play with a couple little handstand hops. Wherever you're at, breath is right there with you. Rather than sinking into your right hip, try to lift out of your right hip by using your core. So use that navel to spine connection to lift you up. Use the strength in your left leg to lift you up. One more in breath. Forward fold. Set your left foot down next to right. Give your right leg a little shake out. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet, take it all the way to stand. Arms to the sky, stretch it out. Hands to heart center as you exhale. Inhale, take your arms up. And then as you exhale, bring your hands behind your back as if you're about to put them into your back pockets. Or if this bothers your wrist, maybe your fingers wrap around your waist, thumbs point towards each other, or maybe fists behind your back. So you choose. Everybody roll your shoulders back and down and try to point your elbows straight back behind you. Start to press your hands forward into your hips, but at the same time, press your hips back into your hands. So you feel a little tone in your glutes, a little tone in your lowest, deepest abdominals. So hands press forward as your hips press back. Curl open through your heart. So lift your chest, curl open. Try to take your head back with strength in the sides of your neck. So you're extending back, hugging with your inner thighs. Breathe. Make sure you can feel your breath move all the way down to your belly. One more round. As you inhale, come through center, through neutral. If you want to, you can reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, just bend your knees, bring your hands to your thighs. I recommend feet hips width distance apart or even a little bit wider. We're going to do 3 rounds of Uddiyana Bandha. So what it will look like, I'll demonstrate, and then we'll all go together. So we'll inhale into a standing cow, and then we'll exhale through our mouth. Curl in, and then we're going to draw belly button in and up, hold in emptiness for as long as we can. Or if you want, you can hold empty and like a belly dancer, pulse your belly in and out, and then you'll let it go. Breathe in. Okay, here we go. Exhale through your mouth. All the way to emptiness, hold in emptiness, navel to spine, hold in empty or pulse if you want. When you need to take your next inhale, let your belly go first, and then breathe in, lift your heart. You can do it on your own, at your own pace, 3 rounds. Yeah, all the way to empty, navel to spine, Uddiyana Bandha, hold or pulse. When you need your next breath, take it, let your belly go, inhale. Don't be shy. Good. Very nice. After you've taken your 3 rounds, come back into your standing cow. And then exhale all the way down into your forward fold. Hang out in your fold for a moment, maybe a ragdoll, any other variation that would feel good. Come back to Ujjayi breath. So slow, steady, powerful. Feel that whisper noise moving through the back of your throat. Next time you breathe in, halfway lift position. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, plank pose, and then straight into your side plank. Left hand is your foundation this time. So roll onto the baby toe edge of left foot. Maybe left knee comes down or left forearm, so you do you. If your bottom knee is not on the ground, focus on lifting your hips a lot. That'll take you out of your wrist and your shoulder. So you'll use your side abdominals. There's so much more strength there available. Option to reach your right arm forward. Option to float your right leg up. Lift your hips even higher. Yes, amazing. Take one more round wherever you are. Nice Liz, end of your exhale. Plank or modified. Take an inhale at the top. Find your strength first. And exhale, slowly lower it down. Let's take a Spider-Man Cobra again. Hands out nice and wide, up on your fingertips. Inhale, lift your heart. And then this time, bend your right knee, press into your right fingertips, and roll onto the outside of your left hip. Reach your right toes towards the ground behind you, like you've got a little scorpion tail. See if you can let your left shoulder kind of dip down so you feel a stretch in the front of your left shoulder. Take one more full round of breath. And then end of your exhale through center, right leg long, bend your left knee, press into your left fingertips, roll up onto the outside of your right hip. Left toes come down behind you. Yeah, and right shoulder can kind of dip down, feel that stretch there. Take one more round. Good, and then come back, let it go. And tabletop position. So hands and knees, spread your fingers, push the ground away. Find your connection to center. Take your left arm forward, right leg back. So left arm, right leg, spinal balance, long, strong, powerful line of energy. Square hips, connected to your center, navel draws in and up. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, elbow to knee, slow motion movement. Please, Emily, inhale long, strong, and powerful. Zigzag, exhale, left arm to the left, right leg to the right. Hold for a full round of breath. If you want to bend your elbow or your knee, it'll make your arm or your leg a little lighter. Inhale, back to center, nice and long. One more time, elbow to knee, curl in, round, hollow out. Inhale, lengthen, nice Makai, and then exhale, move towards your half bow. Left arm reaches back, right knee bends, heel towards your butt. Lift your heart. Maybe that's as far as you go. Just reach for your foot. If you've got hold of it, kick and pull, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, inner thighs hug towards midline. Lift your heart, breathe down into your belly. See if you can spread your toes as you hold your foot in your hand. One more round. Soft through your face. End of your exhale, release back to spinal balance. Just one inhale to lengthen, to neutralize. And exhale, set everything down. Take your left leg now out to the left. Toes face directly forward. Heel comes straight out from your hip. Right arm out to the right. And all the way up towards the ceiling. Inhale here, open through the right side of your heart. And exhale to thread it through. Come down to rest gently. And then big, deep, intentional breaths. All the way to emptiness with your exhales. Any exploration you would like to take. Just feeling whatever's there to be felt on this side. Making any adjustments to be more efficient in your own body. Nice, Sydney. Take about 2, maybe 3 more rounds. And then if you happen to have your left hand lifted or left foot lifted, set them back on the ground. With your next inhalation, unthread your right arm, reach it out and up, open up. Exhale, right hand down. Now pick up your left foot and swing your left leg over so your left toes come off the right side of your mat. You can kind of push them into the ground, pull your hips to the left, gaze over your right shoulder. So you're stretching, lengthening through your left side. You can lean into it a little bit. You can round, you can arch, you can rock forward or back. So feel into it. There's lots to be felt. Take one more big, deep breath. Very nice. And then back to tabletop. Back to downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. Inhale your left leg to the sky. So hips square for now. Inner thighs face each other. Make your left leg as long, as strong, as powerful as you can. Yeah, one more big inhale. And then exhale, left knee to your nose. Scoop out your belly, push the ground away, step forward softly. Nice, Linda. Rise in your own time for crescent lunge. So front knee over front ankle on the ball of your back foot. So find as much length in your lunge as you can, but then rather than sinking into it, hug back towards midline, stabilize. So front hip pulls back hip pulls forward. You feel that connection to center. You feel that strong foundation in your legs. And then your upper body, your own unique expression. How does that feel for you today? Can you open your heart, maybe take your gaze up, maybe even bring the smallest little smile onto your face. Take one more big inhale. And as you exhale, lean forward, hands to your front thigh, preparing for your balance. So inner thighs hug in, belly button pulls in and up. As you're ready, just float your back foot off the ground. Keep your back leg strong. So if it feels like your back leg is really heavy, can you make the muscles support themselves? Activate all the little muscles in your right leg. Hips stay square, bend your standing leg if it's helpful. Option to take your left arm forward. So left arm forward, right leg back. Powerful line of energy from fingertips back to your heel. One last big deep breath. Nice, CC. Awesome, Chris. End of your exhale. Awesome, Tracy. Come back to crescent, soft landing if possible. Arms reach up, inhale. And exhale, hands to the earth, back to your low lunge. Keep your right hand on the ground, left arm to the sky for your twist. Beautiful. So you can stay in this twist just as you are, work it with your breath. We're to deepen it, walk your right fingertips off the right side of your mat. Reach your left hand back behind you and let your heart look up towards the sky. So see if you can feel some of that mobility coming from the middle of your spine to open your heart. Yes, awesome, Chris. Thanks, Christine. One more full round wherever you're at. Give it everything you've got all the way to empty and then let it go. Hands over to the right long edge of your mat. So unwind. All of your toes now face the long edge of your mat. The right side of the room. Halfway lift position as you inhale. And anywhere you'd like to go as you exhale. You've got about 5 breaths. Same thing you did before, something totally different. Just notice, feel. Try not to rock back into your heels if you're working the fold. Make sure your toes face directly forward. So if your toes are out, heels are in, you're missing the stretch in your hamstrings. Couple more rounds, open mouth sighs, always welcome. Next time you breathe in, come back to your halfway lift, fingertips on the ground, so bend your knees if needed. And then walk your hands to the top of your space, rotate your toes forward. Standing splits, left foot roots, right leg floats high. Not holding it for too terribly long, so get everything you can out of it. Try not to sink into your left hip, but instead lift out of your left hip. Use your core. Use the strength in your right leg. Activate through your right toes. Maybe left arm behind left leg, maybe a couple little hops. Yes, very nice. Nice, Susan. Soften your face. Take one more big inhale. Lift your right leg a tiny bit higher, maybe one last hop. And then exhale, set your right foot down, forward fold. Shake out your left leg if it would feel good. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet, take it all the way up, arms to the sky. Hands to heart as you exhale. All right, inhale, arms reach up, and then pause here. Bend your right knee, heel towards your butt. Reach your right hand back and grab your foot. So if you want to just hang out in the quad stretch, you might grab the outer edge of your foot and then just focus on hugging towards midline, balance and breathe right here. If you want to move towards dancer, right hand to the inner edge of your right foot, the big toe edge, little bend in your standing leg, and then start to hinge at your left hip. So as you hinge forward, kick your right foot into your hand back into your foot. As best you can, keep your shoulders square forward. Yeah. And then as you hinge forward, see if you can keep a little lift in your heart like a baby cobra pose. Hug in with your inner thighs, active through your right toes. 2 more rounds. If you're falling in and out, perfectly fine. That's why we call it a practice. After your 2 more breaths, see if you can come out slowly, standing staff. So stay balanced on your left foot, if at all possible. Arms reach up, right knee lifts in front of your body. If you want more, extend your right leg straight forward. Try not to lean back. Take 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, super slow motion into a low lunge. So maybe you hit a warrior 3 on your way there. Eventually land, hands framing your left foot, right toes to the back of your mat. Once you're in your low lunge, hands to the inside of your left foot, walk your left foot out wide. So your left foot might even come onto the hardwood floor if that feels right. You can keep your back knee lifted or set your back knee down at any time. Start to lower your upper body towards the ground. Left toes can pivot out to the left. You might also roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Just try not to sickle your ankle or twist your ankle at all. Keep it strong. Very nice. And then there's going to be a temptation to just kind of collapse your weight to the right. Try to encourage your weight to the left. So stay in your left hip and breathe. About 3 to 5 more rounds here. And I know it's uncomfortable. It's not supposed to be comfortable. See if you can be with that discomfort, be with that sensation. Just breathe into it, soften around it. Really nice, you guys. Your alignment looks so good. I love it. Thanks, Tracy. Take your last couple of breaths. And if you want to, big open mouth sighs. Slowly lift back onto your hands if you're not already there. So stack your hands underneath your shoulders And then lift your back knee if it's on the ground. Work your left foot back. You'll be in a plank position. Take an inhale into your plank pose, push the ground away. And then exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to lift your heart. And exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Good job, friends. Inhale your right leg to the sky. And this time, open up your right hip. So bend your right knee, reach your right knee out and up towards the ceiling. Feel your right hip stack on top of left. Take one more inhale. You're welcome to hold here. Or exhale, right knee, left elbow, or as close as you can come. Inhale, back up, three-legged dog. Stretch it out. You can open your hip if you want to. Exhale, right to right. So aim as high as you can on your right arm. Push the ground away. Nice, Susan. Inhale, back up. And then everybody with your next exhale, knee to your nose, then step your right foot forward. This time, warrior two stance. Back heel pivots down, cartwheel your arms up. Take a moment to settle in. Front heel either intersects your back arch or lines up with your back toes. And then really feel your front knee tracking open towards your pinky toe rather than falling inward towards your big toe. You guys look great. Next time you breathe in, reverse your warrior. Front palm rotates up, reach up and back. If and only if you want to, option to bend your right elbow, left hand to right elbow, or left arm behind your back. Maybe you find a clasp. Try to keep your heart facing the side of the room rather than turning towards the front. And then wherever you're at, couple more rounds. Keep that deep bend in your front knee. Keep dragging your front knee towards your pinky toe. Very nice, friends. If you've got your arms in the bind, slowly release. So right arm reaches up and back. And back to your warrior two stance. Set up for a triangle. Straighten your front leg. Maybe shorten your stance by just an inch or so, not much. Pull your hips towards the back of the room as you reach forward like you want to touch the front wall. When you can't reach anymore, right hand towards the ground, left arm towards the sky. So staying nice and open. You stay in your triangle if you want to. If this feels really good, stay here. Otherwise, option for balancing half moon. So option to float your left foot up. Stay open through your heart, open through your hips. Yes, wherever you choose to go with this, about 2 or 3 more breaths. You've got it. If your back leg is lifted, strong and powerful. If you want to add the bind, feel free. Soft through your face, open through your heart, big deep breaths. Take one more round wherever you are at. And then everybody, we're just gonna end up in a forward fold, top of our mat. So however you wanna get there, left foot steps forward. You can give your right leg a little shake out if you want to. Eventually bring your big toes to touch. Gap in between your heels and find your little tiny potato bug ball. So curl up into a little tiny ball, butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. Breathe into your back body. Maybe even wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins. Give yourself a big squeeze. Very nice. One more deep breath. Get as small, as compact as you can with your exhale. Halfway lift with your inhale, heels down, spine long, realign. Exhale, fold and bow. Root through your feet and take it all the way up. Arms to the sky, stretch it out. Hands to heart center, exhale. All right, moving into our balance on the other side. So this time, right foot is your base. Bend your left knee. Reach back, grab hold of your left foot, right arm to the sky, find midline. So most of us, our left knee kind of shoots out to the left, hug back in towards midline. Maybe this is where you stay. Work with your balance, work with that quad stretch. Otherwise, moving towards dancer, left hand to the inner edge of your left foot. So your left shoulder is open. Little bend, little shock absorbers in your standing leg. And as you're ready, start to hinge at your right hip. As you're hinging forward, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. See if you can keep your heart slightly lifted, little baby cobra. And as much as you're able to, keep your shoulders square. Yeah, if you fall out, just be playful with yourself. Be compassionate. That's why we're here. Take 2 more rounds. Awesome work. Nice, Liz. Nice, Makai. See if you can come into standing staff without setting your left foot down. No big deal if you have to set your left foot down. So eventually you're standing with both arms reaching up, left knee lifted in front of your body. Option 2, extend your left leg for more if you want it. Try not to lean back. One more inhale, stand tall. Super slow motion to a low lunge. So slowly start to work your right leg back. Maybe you find a warrior 3, hold it for a breath. Eventually, hands frame your right foot, left toes to the back of your mat. Hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out nice and wide, maybe even onto the hardwood floor. And then start to let your heart melt breath by breath. Back knee can stay lifted or come down at any time. Right toes can pivot to the right, or you might even roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Just being with the sensation, even if it's a lot, even if it's uncomfortable. Tell your body with your breath, it's okay, you're safe. I know you're uncomfortable, but you can relax, you can let go. So use your breath, bigger exhales, longer exhales, maybe open mouth sighs. Try not to collapse all of your weight to the left, but instead encourage your weight to the right. Take about 3 more. Allow yourself to be in discomfort and know that it's only temporary. One last round, huge breath. Invitation to sigh out your mouth. And then lift back up to your hands. Stack your hands under your shoulders, lift your back knee up, work your right foot back so you'll be in a plank position. Take an inhale at the top of your push-up, find your strength, and then chaturanga as you exhale. Heart lifts with your in-breath, backbend of choice. And then back to your downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Peel your left hip open. So bend your knee, reach it out and up. And feel that opening in your hip. Maybe you want to stay here a little longer. Feel free. Otherwise, one more inhale. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, or as close as you can come. Push the ground away. Inhale, back up, 3-legged dog. Option to open your hip. And then left to left with your exhale, as high as you can get on your left arm. Yes. Inhale, back up. And then last one, everybody needs your nose. Scoop out your belly, softly step forward. Warrior 2, back heel pivots down. Cartwheel your arms up, settle in. So left toes forward, right toes to the right. Track your front knee towards your pinky toe. Really root down into the outer edges of both feet. Next, inhale, reverse your warrior. Front palm rotates up, reach back. Perfect place to stay. Stay in your regular reverse warrior, or option only if you want to take it to bend your left elbow. Reach back, maybe grab hold of your left hand behind your back, or maybe right hand to your left elbow above your head. Let's try to stay open towards the right side of the room rather than turning your heart forward. Keep your hips open. Nice work, friends. Breathe into your left side, bend into your left knee. Breathe. If you are in the bound variation, end of your next exhale, release. So just reaching your left arm up and back. And then everybody, end of your next exhale, come back through your warrior two, straighten your front leg, set up for your triangle pose. So maybe shortening your stance just a tiny bit. Pull your hips towards the back of the room as you reach towards the front of the room. So like you're being pulled in opposite directions. Nice, Linda. And then just tip it over, left hand towards the ground, right arm towards the sky. Everything stays open. So your shoulders, open that shoulder. Your heart and your hips. Stay where you are at. You're good. Or option to float up into your balancing half moon. So reach forward with your left hand. Maybe you're taking a block with you. And float your back foot off the ground. Make it strong and powerful. So not like it weighs 1,000,000 pounds, but make it support itself wherever you are at, either triangle or half moon. Your variation, about 2 or 3 more breaths. If you're in half moon, you want to move into the bound variation, Ardha Chandra Trikonasana, go for it. So everybody just feel into all that space you're creating. Breathe into all that space. One more huge round of breath. And then just nice and easy, top of your mat, forward fold. So you step your right foot down or step your right foot forward. Give your left leg a little shake out. And then eventually big toes touch. Little tiny potato bug ball one more time. Tuck and curl. So you can stay in your little potato bug ball, or option to move into toe stand, play with your balance. So hug in with your inner thighs, inner knees, inner heels, and see if you can point your knees straight forward. Hands to heart center. And just balance, soft through your face, deep in your breath. From your toe stand or your tiny little potato bug ball, option to play with crow for a few breaths if you want to. If you have no interest in playing with crow, you can just plant your hands, step back, move through a vinyasa, end up in a child's pose. You don't want to take a vinyasa, skip it. If you're playing with crow, work your knees up as high as you can on your triceps. Lift through your waistline. Bring your weight more forward. So gaze forward as you let your weight come onto your arms, lifting from your center. Nice, Lizzie. Nice, Linda. And then everybody eventually, no rush, just a child's pose. Find your breath. Relax. Rise up to hands and knees and find your way into a seat. So we'll take a seated hip opener today, but if you'd rather take it on your back, absolutely feel free to just roll down, take figure 4 on your back instead. So options for your seated hip opener: left leg straight, outer right ankle to the top of your left thigh. You can sit up tall, or you can work with a fold. Second option is if you'd rather take double pigeon fire log. One of the things to pay attention to here, a lot of people like to put their foot inside their calf. It actually totally changes the stretch. So make sure your outer ankle is all the way up on your inner knee. You can either sit up tall. If your knee is level with your hip, you can work a forward fold. If you'd rather roll down, take it on your back, please feel free. So ankle strong, right toes flexed. If you're folding forward, try to pull your hips back as you reach your heart forward. So rather than rounding and curling into fold, you're lengthening. Wherever you're at, just feeling whatever there is to feel. Visualize your breath moving down into your hips. Take about 4, maybe 5 more breaths. Sigh it out your mouth if it feels like a lot. If you are in a variation where you're folded forward, end of your next exhale, just start to roll up ever so slowly, 1 vertebra at a time. Before you move straight to the other side, I'll give you a few ideas for neutralizing movement. So one would be just extending your legs, shaking them out. You could also take a few rounds of windshield wipers. You could also take a reverse tabletop or reverse plank pose. So any little bits and pieces that you would like to take to kind of neutralize in between sides. And then as you're ready, set yourself up for either the same thing on the other side, or if this side has something different going on, honor that. As you're ready, just start settling in breath by breath. Just stay in your body. So these are the times when we're holding these poses, especially the ones that are uncomfortable. We want to focus on something else. We want to distract ourselves. See if you can stay here. Stay with the sensation you feel. Stay with your breath. Send your breath all the way down into your hips. Visualize and imagine it. Your ankles strong, your toes flex. You're folding forward. Remember, try to pull your hips back as you reach your heart forward rather than just rounding. Good breathing, you guys. Take about 3 or 4 more. Notice where you tense up without even realizing it. Where do you tighten? Where do you resist? And how can you soften just a little bit more? Maybe it's just by paying more attention, becoming more aware. And I will leave it up to you. So, invitation to take your last big breath with an exhale coming out your mouth. And then if you are folded forward, roll it up. But you can take your time. So if you want to stay a little longer, please feel free. And then same thing as before, just any of those neutralizing movements. So once you have come out of your hip opener, maybe you just extend your legs, give them a nice little shake out. Maybe you take some windshield wipers. Maybe you take a reverse tabletop or reverse plank, no rush. Eventually all the way down onto your back, however you'd like to get there. Once you're on your back, Arms overhead, legs long in front of you. And take a full body stretch. So actively reach through your fingers, reach through your toes, and notice as you reach long, do your ribs lift a lot? Mine do. And if that happens to you, see if you can press down a little bit through your back ribs. So you're trying to create a more neutral spine as you reach. Take one more big inhale. And then exhale, draw just your right knee in towards your belly. And move into a supine spinal twist. So scoot your hips over to the right a little bit, right arm out to the right, roll onto your left side. Gaze up or over your right shoulder, send your breath down into your belly and your lower back. If you do want to extend your right leg and grab hold of your right foot, twisted hand to big toe pose on the ground, feel free. Job, friends. Last breath or two. And then come back to neutral, come back to center. Keep your left leg extended a little bit longer and hug your right knee all the way up towards your right armpit. So hands around the front of your shin. Give your knee a big squeeze in and up towards your right armpit as you take a great big huge Buddha belly breath. Squeeze, 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 and then turn it into a half happy baby. Sole of your right foot faces the sky. Grab hold. Pull down with the strength in your right arm, but press up through your right heel, flex your right toe. So there's a little bit of gentle resistance. Try to keep a neutral spine and imagine there's a heavy sandbag on top of your left thigh. Take one more deep breath. And then release your right leg, take it out next to your left leg. Full body stretch. So once again, reach long, active, press down through the backs of your ribs. One more inhale. And exhale, draw your left knee towards your belly. Move into your twist on this side as you're ready. Left arm out, scoot your hips over to the left a little bit. Roll onto your right side. See if you can still feel your breath moving all the way down, just a little bit longer. End of your next exhalation, ease your way back onto your spine. Kind of adjust your hips if needed, but keep your right leg extended, left knee towards your left armpit, hands around the front of your shin. Big squeeze, big Buddha belly breath. And then half happy baby here with your left leg. Sole of your left foot faces the sky. Pull down with your arm, press up through your heel, neutral spine, and heavy sandbag on top of your right thigh. Take a couple breaths at least in your half happy baby. And then if you want to turn it into a full happy baby, go for it. And you can kind of rock it out in your happy baby or play a little bit. Maybe you want to extend one leg, then the other, both at the same time. there are any other poses, stretches, movements that you would like to take to finish off your practice, give yourself a few rounds to do so, a few breaths, and then just start your transition into your final relaxation. And my reading for you as you slowly settle in. This is by Young Pueblo. It's called Experience. As she looked into her past, she noticed that the road she had traveled was no simple straight line. Her journey towards fully loving herself and the world was full of forward and backward movement, twists, turns, detours, and even some pauses. At times, she doubted her progress, her potential, and even her power to change. But today, with the wisdom of experience at hand, she knows she could not have gotten to where she is without every movement she has ever made. So for these last few moments, my friends, can you just rest in the idea that you are exactly where you need to be, that every movement you have ever made has brought you to this place? And give yourself these last few minutes to simply just be, to let go of doing, to let go of fixing, changing, controlling, trying, and just let yourself rest, let your body rest. And as I play the bowls, just open up your body to receive, to feel, and let the vibrations resonate inside of you. Let them stir up anything that needs to be stirred up, anything that wants to be let go of. Just let it go. And if at any time it feels like too much, just with the sound, big deep breath, same as you would do in an uncomfortable yoga pose. Just breathe it out your mouth. Ha. Shavasana.
Gut, ein Stock, ein Regenschirm. Hopp, zurück zur Handlung. Oh.
Können wir mal ein bisschen aufmachen. Und dann kann ich Jogging machen. Ich soll nicht 45 Uhr aufstehen. Nein. Es gibt Aufschläfer, dann kann ich Jogging machen. Ich schlafe. Ich mache nichts mehr.
Take a great big inhale. And let it go. And just start to slowly, gently bring little movements back into your body. Wiggle fingers, toes, and eventually find your way onto your side, fetal position. Take just a moment to rest there, to really let your practice and that sound bath settle inside of you, absorb into you. And then using the strength in your arms, start to guide yourself up into seated meditation. So eventually just sitting nice and tall. Close your eyes and gather your hands to your own heart. And just bow your head to your own heart and acknowledge yourself for making the effort, taking the time to show up here this morning, to roll out your mat, to be more present, to pay more attention, to tune in and connect with a deeper part of you. Thank you so much for letting me guide you. Namaste. All right, friends, we did it. Another one. If you have any questions, feel free to ask always. Have a wonderful Thursday. Love you. Bye, Haley. Bye, Mary.